Niyati. It's very nice to meet you.
Hi, hello. Thank you so much. And I'm super grateful actually that you contacted me because I just love connecting with people all across the globe, but I don't get that much of a chance that often. But you connected with me, so I'm just genuinely grateful. Thank you so much
Oh,
for the
I'm so glad.
opportunity.
Yeah, it's lovely to meet you. So, I know that you're also a YouTuber. Could you
Hmm.
please introduce yourself?
Of course, yeah. So, as you know, my name is Niyati,
Mhm.
and I'm from Jodhpur, Rajasthan, located in India.
Yeah.
And when it comes to my education, I've done my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. For
Mhm.
the master's program, I did join, and I was there for a month or two.
Right.
Genuinely enjoyed it over there. The campus life was amazing, made such good friends, and we're still connected. But I just did not feel like I want to keep pursuing engineering further. So I
Hmm.
dropped out of the program. And after that, I'm learning a couple of things. And I started YouTube as a side hobby 4 months ago. And so it's doing great. I'm just genuinely happy connecting with people. I get to connect with people, and this is something that I'm passionate about. So I think it's a win-win situation. Okay, I could also talk about my hobbies. When it comes to my hobbies, I love to read books. I love reading fictional novels, usually murder mystery genre. I do enjoy that a lot.
Okay.
And I do love watching movies as well in the same genre.
Yeah.
And I love singing, although I'm not good at it, but I do enjoy it thoroughly. I
Well,
think, yeah, that's pretty much about me.
yes, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. So, just a little bit about me. My name is Nitu,
Mm,
and I am originally from Kerala, and I grew up
mm,
in London, and now I'm living in Thailand. So, I've been
mm.
living in Thailand for 14 years, and
Oh,
I have three children who
mm,
are all boys, three boys, yeah.
okay.
And
Mm,
I have my YouTube channel, which I just started last month, and I'm
mm.
also a tutor on Cambly. So I connect with students that way as well, which has been a real pleasure to have that opportunity.
Okay.
The students are from all over the
That's
world, yeah, some China,
cool.
Japan, Turkey. It's been a really good experience. So this is just another way to reach students who need help in their English language
Hmm.
learning to try and reach as many people as possible.
Yeah,
So,
that's great to know.
well,
You're originally from Kerala. That's actually really good to know because I visited Kerala with my family last year for vacation.
right,
We enjoyed the place so much. It became my favorite state ever because
right,
it's got a lot of trees, and I am me being a nature lover. So I enjoyed the vacation a lot.
yeah.
I can say the same for my family.
Mm.
And like, yeah, we just keep talking about it. We can't wait to spend our next vacation over there as well.
Yeah, that's great. It's very green, isn't it? It's full of coconut
It
trees.
is.
And did you go on the backwaters? Did you go on a
I
house?
did, yeah. It's called, I think the city is called Alappi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it
That's right.
right or not. Yeah. So we visited over there, enjoyed the backwaters a lot. Um, I had planned like two or three outfits for the same day because I
Yeah.
was super excited. I'd never been in a houseboat before, so that's the reason why. And the food tastes amazing. The food is to die for over there.
Yeah.
Although in Rajasthan also we have great food. Although in Rajasthan it's super spicy, and I do prefer spicy, but it's just good to taste the authentic South Indian food
Yes.
in Kerala, and I got to experience that. So yeah, because Rajasthan is kind of like a desert area. We don't have that many gardens over here or trees over here. So that's why I enjoyed Kerala so
Uh,
much. Just out of curiosity, though, have you been to Kerala again after you moved?
yes, yeah. My grandparents were living there until
Mm,
about 8 years ago, and then they passed away. So after
mm,
that, we haven't been as often, but we went last summer. That was the last time we went. And we went to Munnar as well, which is famous
mm,
for the tea plantations. And that's
mm.
also a stunning place. It's so beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is we went during the rainy season, so it was a
Mm,
washout. We couldn't really explore too much because it was so rainy. But it's
mm.
it's really kind of like very fertile land and full of um,
Wow.
tea plantations. And then we also went to Alipi, like you. We went on the
Hmm.
houseboat and we did the day trip. So we just went for the day. And I'd say, like you, the highlight is that they cook on the boat, don't they? So
Yes.
it's, yeah, they buy the fresh food from nearby, seafood and all that, and they cook it on the boat. So it's a
Hmm.
really unique experience, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
It's basically a house on boat. That's why it's
exactly.
called houseboat. And it was a very unique experience. I'd never experienced something like this before. Although some people say that you can get quite similar experience in Jammu as well. I think they have houseboats over there, but I've never been there. But one of my friends, she has been to Jammu as well as Kerala
Yeah.
for the houseboats, and she said that it's much better in Kerala.
Oh, I
So
see. Yes.
yeah.
So how long was your trip to Kerala? Were you there for a few days?
Um, yeah, we were there for around 8 days.
Yeah.
We went to Trivandrum, which is the
Mhm.
capital of Kerala,
Right.
to the main temple, Padmanabh Swami Temple. I'm sure
Mhm.
you have heard of it.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where we and Munnar was my favorite place.
Mhm.
Actually have it saved as my screensaver because it was such a beautiful place. I
Yeah.
captured so many photos over there,
Exactly.
and yeah, yeah, I think
It's
that was
really
pretty much it.
stunning. Yeah. And it's one of those trips that are really memorable. It stays in your mind, doesn't it, for a long time?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so
it will
good.
for
Wow.
sure.
Great. So
Yes.
could I ask you, Niyati, who is in your family? Do you have brothers and sisters and your parents?
Yes, I have one sibling.
Yeah.
He's younger to me, 6 years younger than me.
Mm.
And I have my parents, and currently I'm living with them. And as for my brother, he's also doing BTech. He's doing civil engineering. So he lives in another city, another state actually. And right now he's at home because it's summer vacation. Summer vacation is going on. So we are just having our family time together and we are
Oh.
enjoying a lot. Actually, we are planning another trip
Mhm.
to a hilly station nearby,
Yeah.
but we're not sure. Maybe we will. Let's see.
Yes. Yeah. So sometimes, like when we don't have much time off, we can go on like a 3-day trip or a 4-day trip. So we just say like a getaway to a short,
Hmm.
somewhere near our house or a staycation near, like in the next town or somewhere like that. So even that,
Hmm.
just having a change of scene is refreshing, isn't it? It's nice to have
It is.
something different to do. Yeah, and it just makes us feel
Yeah,
more alive, I think. It's
it
fantastic.
does.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you purpose of life,
Yeah.
why you are here, and just because it reminds you that it's worth it.
Yes.
Being here close to nature, you kind of also rediscover yourself in
Yeah.
nature, if I'm making sense to you.
Yeah. That
Um,
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
So
good. Wow. So thank you for that. So in terms of your languages, what languages do you speak?
Just two actually. The Hindi, which is my native language, and the second one is English, which I learned because I was in English medium school, also my college. So my schooling was entirely in English language, and that's the reason why I'm able to communicate in this language. So just two for me.
Yes, and your English is very fluent and very good. So when you first started learning, were you more fluent in Hindi, would you say? And then it was like a gradual. Do you remember the transition, like when you first started acquiring English knowledge? Do you remember that stage of your life?
Absolutely. I mean, Hindi is something that I would always be more comfortable in.
Right.
But when it comes to English, I learned it in a very natural way.
Mhm.
I never, pressurized myself for learning the grammar rules or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I still do remember the transition actually. When I started watching Friends, it was quite difficult for me to comprehend the accent
Mm-hmm.
initially. So I used to have the subtitles and I used to read them and understand what they're saying. But gradually I improved. And then it came to the point where the captions kind of annoyed me that I can watch it
Mm-hmm.
without them.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely I do notice these changes in myself. And that's why I always say that I owe it to my books
Yeah.
and these movies. Also, because for the books, I read Agatha Christie and a lot of other famous authors from
Mm.
the age of like 13, 12, or 13. So
Yeah.
that also helped me a lot for sure.
Yes. That's good. And when we read books, obviously we pick up phrases that we don't know we didn't know
Hmm.
before, and we'll look them
Yeah.
up. And so I always
Hmm.
say to my students, have it's almost like you have a bank of vocabulary, and when you begin, there's nothing in the bank,
Hmm.
and then you have to keep on acquiring more and more words and adding them, depositing them in the bank, and then try
Hmm.
to use them when you speak so they become familiar to you. Yeah, so
Yeah.
obviously every student works at their own pace. So it's
Hmm.
whatever you feel is manageable for you. And yeah. So in terms of me, Niyati, when I moved from Kerala to England when I was 4 years old, and I didn't know any English at all. And so I
Hmm.
think going to school and being in an environment where we were speaking English all the time and speaking to other students in class, that's
Hmm.
just, yeah, like it's just immersing myself in that's what I had to do, immerse myself in the language.
Hmm.
And so I was actually in nursery in Kerala, and then when
Hmm.
we moved to England, and so like mashed potato is
Yeah.
like the yeah traditional food, and baked
Hmm.
beans. So I remember in the first week, my mum still tells this story that I came back from school, and then she asked my sister and I what we had for lunch at school, and I said idli and sambar, which is like, so the mash was the idli and the baked beans were the sambar. And
Hmm.
my mum said, I don't think you had idli and sambar at school today. And I said, yeah, I did. Because it just looked, like the appearance of it, even though the baked beans
Hmm.
look nothing like the sambar and the mashed
Right.
potato doesn't either. But it's just, learning as you go along, I guess. And then I
Hmm.
forgot some of my Malayalam, which is my mother tongue.
Hmm.
And so my parents used to say, speak to us in Malayalam at home so you don't get rusty, keep practicing. And so
Right.
because of that, I can, have a reasonable conversation in Malayalam, even if the grammar is not perfect. It's, manageable.
Hmm.
So I think that's
Right.
important.
So basically, you are able to speak two languages, but now you
Mm.
live in Thailand, so I don't know what the language is over there,
Yeah,
but maybe
so
you've
here it's
acquired that language.
Thai. So
Okay.
I'm quite ashamed to say my Thai is very bad. It's not very good, but I can just about get in a
Hmm.
taxi and navigate where to go and, speak in a
Hmm.
shop and that kind of thing, the basic greetings as well.
Hmm.
But here I think you can manage without much Thai. There's always someone, that can speak English. But I think for this year, this is my goal. After living here for so long, I feel like I need to kind of, improve my Thai. So my children, they learn
Hmm.
Thai at school. My husband learnt it at work. So they're much better than me. They can order in a restaurant. And yeah, they have a level of that. And
Hmm.
I'm also trying to revive my French, which I did until I was 18. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so that's also one of
Hmm.
my goals for this year. Yeah,
Okay, so you learned French in your school
that's
in
right.
UK when you
Yeah,
were in
so I
UK.
did.
Okay.
Yeah, so until A
Hmm.
level, so until 18 years old, and then when I went to university, I dropped the French. So, and
Okay.
my teacher always used to say, you have to, like with English, you have to watch movies and keep on, refreshing the language to keep in touch with
Hmm.
it. So I'm trying to do that again. And it's amazing how much of it comes back once you start learning again. It's
Hmm.
kind of stored somewhere in your memory bank and it comes back
Yeah.
slowly. Yes.
Well,
So,
for me, I
mm,
do love learning new languages, although I just know two as of now. But I'm trying to learn German, but it's very difficult. I
same.
mean, it's very difficult to understand.
Right.
Although I started watching a series, a very popular one in
Yeah.
German, but it's still very difficult. So that's when I realized that when somebody approaches me and they say, how do I learn English? And
Yeah.
I tell them all the methods that you can learn, obvious methods.
Yes.
But when you are actually living through it, it kind of becomes difficult because now I am watching movies in German and I'm trying to learn new vocabulary in German every single day. So it can kind of get difficult, and you just have to get past that phase
Yeah.
where it's super difficult and boring and you just don't want to do it. You want to quit it.
Right. Yeah.
That's the threshold that you want to pass through,
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
enjoy the language, the learning process.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
trying to do
fantastic.
that, and yeah, that's what I suggest to other people as well.
Yes. And why did you choose German over another language? What made you, is it because you just like the
I
sound
don't
of it, or do you hope to go to Germany in the future?
Okay, no, I'll be very honest with you. I asked ChatGPT what's the easiest language to learn if I know English.
All right.
And so ChatGPT suggested me German and French and Italian. So I just randomly picked out German.
I see.
Although I talked to some other people and they say that French or Italian is easier to learn
Yeah.
initially, although any language is very difficult to learn.
Yeah.
But that's what they suggested. But I felt like, I mean, I've started this, so I might just go with it. So
Yeah.
it's German for me.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's very good. Yeah. So you are already bilingual because you can speak English and Hindi, but you're going to be trilingual soon. Yeah.
I
So
don't know about soon,
yeah.
but
That's very good. Yeah. And yeah, so at home, Niyati, do you switch between Hindi and English, or do you mainly talk in one language? What would you
I actually am able to comfortably switch between both of
think?
them.
Yeah.
Although I talked to somebody from UK 1 month ago or so, and she said that for her it's very difficult to switch between these two languages.
Yeah.
But although she said the structure of the language is such that Malayalam and English, they are easy to go back and forth. That's what
Okay.
she said, but although I'm not aware of the structure of Malayalam, but that's what she said. So maybe that's the case for her. But for me, it's super easy.
Yeah.
I actually do in my every single life, every single day. I switch between the two, and it's super easy for me. Actually, a lot of Indians too. We,
Yes.
especially the Gen Zs,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to speak a mixture of both of them, both the languages.
That's really good. Yeah. So I think, some people have a flair for languages. I think you have that flair where you can just, quickly pick up languages and you enjoy learning. So yeah, that's really good. Yeah. So you hope to
Yeah,
keep
it
up the
is.
German as well. Keep practicing.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. So I just wanted to have like a general chat with you, Niyati, just about
Mm,
the different stages of life that we have from
mm,
childhood to adolescence to young adulthood, middle age, and then our late adulthood. So there are like
mm,
five life stages, really. So, obviously with me and you and I, we haven't kind of been through the whole five life stages yet.
yeah.
But if you just give me an overview of what you think your best life stage would be and why. What do you think?
Okay. Oh, definitely my childhood. I
Oh,
think majority of people would choose that. It's just that you have a carefree attitude at that time. You don't really have to worry about the homework, anything in general. So you have a carefree life. And the best thing is you don't care about what people think.
mm-hmm.
That feeling that comes when you are a teenager,
Yeah.
that doesn't exist when you are at the age of, like, let's say 5 or 7. You just enjoy life, right? So that was definitely the best time.
Right.
Hopefully, well, maybe on later stages I don't feel the way that I feel right now, because comparing ourselves to others, that's something that starts, this feeling starts developing when you enter your teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, for me, that happened as soon as I turned 13 or 14. I kind of felt this emotion like, am I pretty enough? Or, just because the constant pressure that
Yeah.
you feel,
Mm-hmm.
being good at studies,
Mm-hmm.
your image, the way you
Yeah.
present yourself, your personality, everything, this fear of getting judged is real. And I've been through this, because I cannot begin to tell you the high school drama
Yeah.
that was there in my school.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now that I'm 25, I kind of understand. I mean, it was absolutely nothing. There was nothing to be worried about. But you cannot explain these things to a teenager. They will
Yeah.
understand this when they enter their 20s or mid 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, but I did learn a lot. I mean, I think you have the best learning capacity when you are a teenager
Yeah.
compared to any other stage of your life. So that's when I acquired English, the
Mm-hmm.
skills, right? That yeah, like I mentioned, when I was 12 or 13 years old. So I think that's the stage where you are able to acquire a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
even mathematics, when I look back, when I was like 18 and 19 years old, solving these heavy calculus problems, I kind of missed that stage of myself,
Yeah.
because now I completely forgot. I'm not in touch with mathematics anymore. In engineering, also, just the initial 2 years we studied mathematics, but then it was purely just core engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the kind of part that I miss,
Yeah.
being carefree and stuff like that.
Right.
Because as you grow older, your responsibilities increase.
Mhm. Exactly.
So
Yeah, it's that innocence of childhood that you can say what you want and you can be who you
hmm,
like because you don't
hmm,
feel self-conscious. I think that's the word, isn't
yeah,
it? Whereas when we are
right.
teenagers, like you said, we're worried about our appearance, we're worried about,
Hmm,
having the right group of friends, peer pressure.
hmm.
There's so many things, and we're trying to form our identity, and these are things that we don't need to think about in childhood. But
But
yeah,
still, I mean, and
mm,
actually, it's very good to have all those boundaries that your parents bind you into.
yeah,
Because as you grow older, like, what do you mean? I have to be an adult. I have to be my own mother.
yeah,
That's something that you're not
yeah.
able to process. Even now, I mean, my life might look like it's very much put together, but I still depend so much on my parents for making small decisions in my life.
Mhm.
Um, Also for my YouTube channel, actually, my mom is the backbone of my YouTube channel. She
Yes.
kind of motivated me to start it. Can you believe that I wanted to start a YouTube channel in 2020? It's
Okay.
been 5 years. And
Right.
now finally I did that because my mom motivated me. Like, you
Yes.
wanted to do it, so why not do it? So,
That's
yeah.
amazing. So that family kind of support and the encouragement is just, yeah, it's
Hmm.
amazing, isn't it? Because it really
Hmm.
inspires us. So even,
Yeah.
with my tutoring and with YouTube and everything like that, sometimes it's always good to run things by our
Hmm.
family, it helps to say, what do you think of this? And do you think I should do this? And just to have another
Hmm.
perspective. And I think our family really
Right.
understands us. They know us inside out. So
Hmm.
they're a really good support system as well. That's fantastic.
Okay, that's kind of off the topic, but I wanted to know about your life in Thailand
Yeah.
compared to your life in England. How is it different?
That's a good question. Yeah. So I would say the biggest difference is that we live independently here. We don't have our family here. So it's just my husband
Okay.
and two of my children. My eldest son is
Hmm.
your age, actually. He's 25. So he,
Okay.
he is in Nottingham, like 3 hours from London.
Hmm.
So it's my 14-year-old and my 15-year-old. So in terms of life, culturally, it's different. Obviously, like there are many differences. Number one, the weather. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a very hot climate, which took some getting used to after growing up in a cold country. The
Hmm.
other thing is the food. Obviously, the food is very different. In terms of the lifestyle, I would say it's quite similar because they have
Hmm.
many residential areas and we live in an area which is not in the heart of the city. So it's about 30 minutes from the city, so it's much quieter. That's why we moved here. We wanted more space and just like the peace of living in the suburbs. So that's
Hmm.
the life here. And then I guess, it's more of a tropical lifestyle. So there are beaches. So the nearest beach is about 2 hours away. So if you want a weekend
Hmm.
break, you can go to the beach. You can go to the mountains. If you travel further, you can go to Chiang Mai, which is where the mountains are and the lakes. So it's a
Hmm.
very diverse country. Um, Culturally, I think because of the language, and that's my own fault for not knowing enough Thai, the language barrier is a big difference, I would say. Whereas in England, you can just, communicate very easily. Here, many people would like to speak English, but I feel that they're shy. So they, there are many companies where you
Hmm.
can, join and speak English, but um, the, like, I would say compared to Singapore and Malaysia, they don't speak so much English here. So that's one
Hmm.
thing. Um, Otherwise, I would say, yeah, I mean, they're both great places to live. Yeah, and we have lived here now for 14 years, and it's been very comfortable, very relaxed, and easy because the people are just lovely. They're so warm, they're so friendly, and very child friendly. So when we came, I had toddlers. I had a 1-year-old and an 8-month-old, and I think just, being
Hmm.
able to settle here with such lovely people around made a big difference. Yeah. So we try and visit England every year. So we're going in
Hmm.
September. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, um, and thanks for asking that, Niyati. I just had a few rapid fire questions, if you don't mind, yeah, just to
Hmm.
get a
Yeah,
more of
sure.
an idea about you. So, how would you describe life
Hmm.
in about 4 or 5 words? What does life mean to you?
Hmm. Unpredictable,
All right.
messy,
Okay.
chaotic,
Yeah.
but beautiful,
Yes.
peaceful. I
That's
know the words were contradicting, but I think you do go through these stages
okay.
every single day.
Yes.
So yeah,
I
that's what I would call life.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
never the same, is it? Like you said, unpredictable,
Yeah.
but also joyful and adventurous.
Hmm.
We could have a very adventurous life. That's
Hmm.
fantastic. So, what phrase do you use a lot when you talk? What would you say?
I think a lot.
Okay.
I think, and it's kind of a habit that I'm trying to get rid of
Yeah.
because it makes me look underconfident, right? When I say, I think I should, or I think you should, So instead, I believe I should. That's much better. And
Right.
I know that, but I'm still just, it's in my habit
Yeah.
ever since my childhood. So I'm trying to get rid of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's great. And what's the best thing that's happened to you this year, would you say?
This year, my YouTube channel for sure.
Right.
Um, because it's helped me in so many ways. I'm just more confident in general.
Yeah.
Um, because I used to consider myself an introvert, but I think I'm an ambivert now
Mm,
because I'm able to communicate with people on various topics.
right.
And also in my offline life, it has helped me a lot
Yes.
because I used to be super shy. Is that okay to ask? My mind used to go blank.
Mhm.
But now it's so much better because now talking to so many people online, I just gain that sense of confidence that I can do it and I
Yeah.
have it in me. So
Yes.
this definitely my YouTube channel is the
Yeah.
best thing that has happened this year for sure.
Okay, that's a wonderful answer. And do you have any regrets or any kind of regrets is quite a strong word. So anything that you
Hmm.
wish you could change if you could rewind the clock? Could be a simple
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, maybe two things.
Mm,
One is starting my YouTube channel much earlier.
mm,
And the second thing is just not being so insecure when I was a teenager.
right.
Because sometimes, I don't know, there were a few things that happened at school. Maybe sometimes I would get bullied. I had, hard time expressing myself, stuff like that.
Mm,
So I used to think like, what exactly is the problem? Is it my looks? And, just questioning myself again and again. And
mm,
now that I look back, there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. It was just teenagers being teenagers. They
yeah.
don't really understand. I mean, they just say whatever they want to say, stuff like
Yes,
that.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if I could just go back in time, I would definitely
Mm,
help my teenage self understand that it's completely okay and do the things that you genuinely want to do instead of following a trend just because other people are doing that.
yeah. That's a great
Hmm.
answer. Yeah. So we learn a lot, don't we, from life? Yeah. From what we go through. And so you could
Hmm.
say, with hindsight, you wish that you did this. Yeah. Very good. And if you only had 6 days to live, what would you do in those 6 days? So it kind of
Or
makes
we
us
would
think
pack our
about,
bags
hmm,
and definitely go to a hilly area,
hmm,
visit mountains, maybe a nice beach.
yes.
Yeah, that's definitely how we would spend in a colder climate
Uh-huh.
compared to because it's super hot over here. So
Mm,
that's how I'd like to spend my time with my family
yeah.
and my best friend
Yeah.
in a super nice hilly
Yeah.
area, maybe.
That's
Yeah,
right. I think the value of family and friends is really meaningful, especially
it
when we have
is.
limited time or we feel that
Hmm.
time is precious, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
I'm
really
just actually just
good.
very grateful in general. I have a home. I have parents. I mean, if I have shoulder to cry on basically
Yeah.
in any situation. Or if I'm going crazy, if I feel overwhelmed about something, I could just go and share it with my mom, and she always kind of somehow knows what to do or what to say. So,
Yes.
these kind of things I became super grateful for as I entered my 20s, something that I did not feel as a teenager. So
Yes.
yeah, I felt like I went off the
Yeah.
track, but I
No,
just
that's
wanted to add this
fantastic.
point.
So I think we could
Yes.
wrap up here. So it was so lovely to talk to you, Niyati. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
It's
And
a
hopefully we
pleasure.
can connect soon in future, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Yeah, so I really enjoyed our chat. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening because it's evening there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So take care then. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Bye bye.
Yes.